Hi, I'm Frank Mascara. I'm a postdoc research fellow at Murdoch Children's Research Institute in Melbourne, and my research interests are in social outcomes after acquired brain injury, and assessment of social outcomes after acquired brain injury, and currently working on a project to develop a measure of social competence following acquired brain injury, and also in the development and trialling of parent intervention to improve social outcomes of parents and children following traumatic brain injury.
Hi, I'm Alana Bailey. I'm doing just started my PhD with Jacinta Douglas and Robin O'Halloran at La Trobe University in Melbourne, and I'm looking at maintaining and developing friendships following traumatic brain injury.
Okay, my name is Stephanie Roseman, and I'm at the end of my PhD at the Murdoch Children's Research Institute in Melbourne. My supervisors are Vicky Anderson, Kathy Katropa and Frank Mascara, and I'm looking at long-term psychosocial outcomes after childhood traumatic brain injury, and I'm really interested in how self-regulation and coping mechanisms affect long-term psychosocial outcomes, and I'm also interested in positive psychology and how an intervention in positive psychology might help these psychosocial problems.
Hi, I'm Nick. I'm doing the combined Masters PhD at Melbourne Uni. My supervisors are Vicky Anderson and Kathy Katropa at Murdoch Children's Research Institute, and I'm looking at social cognition after childhood TBI. I'm using various imaging techniques such as diffusion tensor imaging and SWE imaging to look at their long-term outcomes.
So I'm Ali Crichton. I'm a clinical neuropsychologist, and I work within a paediatric rehabilitation team as a clinical neuropsychologist. I've previously done a doctorate in clinical neuropsychology, and it's really through my paediatric clinical work where my research interests have developed. I'm doing my PhD at the moment with supervisors from the Murdoch Children's Research Institute, Vicky Anderson, Franz Babel and Ed Oakley, and we're looking at fatigue as an outcome after paediatric brain injury. This is something that clinically I encounter a lot, and I'm really interested to see what the research data tells us about the recovery from brain injury and whether children do experience ongoing fatigue, and ultimately to look at what we can do about that. I'm also interested through, again, my clinical work in cognition in children with cerebral palsy, so that's another area of my research interest, and I'm developing that more through my clinical work with the Victorian Paediatric Rehab Service.
So my name's Heather Francis. I've completed a combined Masters in Neuropsych and a PhD, just finished recently. I'm working with Skye McDonald at the University of New South Wales. And at the moment I'm involved in sort of coordination of different aspects of the Outcome Measures project for the CRE, and I'm also interested in emotion regulation in traumatic brain injury and potentially ways to remediate impaired emotion regulation.
So my name's Lizzie Beadle. I'm from Griffith University in Brisbane, and my area of interest is looking at identity change after traumatic brain injury, specifically looking at psychosocial factors and neurocognitive factors that impact identity after brain injury.
Hi, my name's Paul Gertler. I'm a PhD candidate at the Rehab Studies Unit, Sydney Uni, with Professor Robin Tate as my supervisor. My research area is in treating depression after traumatic brain injury. So far, I've completed a systematic review on non-pharmacological treatments for depression after brain injury, and that's about to be published. And the next thing I'm doing is I'm embarking on a series of case studies which are going to investigate behavioural activation treatment for depression in that population. And finally, after that, I'm going to be using the extensive resources of the Moving Ahead Centre of Excellence to conduct a survey of clinicians that work in this area. So I hope that you'll take part.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm doing my PhD at UNSW, supervised by Skye and Jackie. I'm interested in socially inappropriate behaviour in traumatic brain injury, and I'm currently doing a study on whether reversal learning impairment can predict socially inappropriate behaviour in this population.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm doing my Doctor of Psychology at Monash University in Melbourne, and I'm doing my research project at the Murdoch Children's Research Institute. My supervisors are Vicky Anderson and Kathy Katroppa and Audrey McKinley, and I'm going to be researching child behaviour problems post-TBI.
Hi, my name's Mel. I'm from the University of Wollongong. My supervisors are Stuart Johnstone and Jackie Rushby, and my project is looking at neurocognitive training for improving executive functioning and attention in adults with TBI.
Okay, hi, I'm Diane Whiting. I'm doing my PhD through the University of Wollongong. I'm fortunate to have 4 supervisors, so that's Frank Dean, Professor Frank Dean, Professor Joseph Cherokee, Dr Hamish McLeod and Dr Graham Simpson, so they're all interspersed at various institutions. The name of my thesis is a trial of acceptance and commitment therapy to facilitate psychological adjustment after a severe traumatic brain injury. And I'm interested in the construct of psychological flexibility and how that overlaps with cognitive flexibility, and I'm also developing a measure of psychological flexibility in an acquired brain injury population.
Hi, my name is Cynthia. I'm a postdoctoral research fellow at the University of New South Wales. I'm working under the supervision of Sky McDonald, and my research aims to develop a battery of social cognition tests that are suitable for use in clinical practice. Most measures of social cognition are laboratory-based measures. It's a very new field of cognition research, but my aim is to translate research into clinical practice. In one of my other projects, I'm helping to coordinate the development of common outcome measures for use across various rehabilitation settings and research settings.
Hi, I'm Tennille, and I'm doing some research with the University of Sydney with Leanne Tor, Emma Power and Jacinta Douglas, and we're investigating friendships following traumatic brain injury.
Hi, my name is Michelle Kelly. I finished my PhD last year with Sky McDonald, which looked at social cognition in adults after brain injury. I'm currently working on a project as part of my job with New South Wales Health with the paediatric brain injury team, which is looking at the assessment tools or the assessment practices of clinicians working in child and adult brain injury, particularly looking at whether or not they're assessing social cognition and how they're doing that. And will hopefully show us what obstacles are getting in the way of people being able to do further assessment and treatment of social cognition after brain injury.
Hi, I'm Hannah Rosenberg. I'm a PhD student and a combined clinical master student from UNSW, and I'm working with Sky McDonald and Fred Westbrook. My research project looks at emotion recognition following TBI, more specifically looking at the difference in recognition of negative and positive emotions.